Alright, welcome to the TI SmartView computer simulator that mimics our TI-84 calculators. I'll be talking you through graphing a polynomial that doesn't factor easily and has more complicated zeros. I've typed it in already to save a little bit of time. You can see it's 4x to the third minus 15x squared plus 3x plus 7. You'll also notice that over here on this window it's always up there, as is a table of values and is a graph that will appear in the window as it is in the calculator. So you'll see that graph when I hit graph, and you can see that because it's a third degree it has this S shape in which it crosses the graph 3 times. It can never cross more than 3 times. If it happens to get it just right, it can touch once at the top and then a second time at the line. So you can get 2 possible zeros. And then, of course, if it misses above or below, way above or way below, it may only cross once. But if it's an odd degreed function, like this is a third degree function, it's definitely going to cross at least once, and you'll always have at least 1 0. Okay, well, we want to find out what those zeros. I think it would be easiest if we zoomed in a little bit. So let's just practice zooming. I press the zoom button. The zoom box will let us draw a box around that. That maybe is the easiest way to go on this one. So I'll just press the number 1 or hit enter. And you see I get that little flashing cursor there at the origin. And if I steer it, it goes to the left. And if I steer it up, we'll see it out in space. And I'm just going to go above this peak point here. And then I thumbtack it down by hitting the enter. And then you can see it changes, and then I'm going to open it up as wide as I need it to go, which is going to be well past the other 0. And then I'll just open it down again, multiple clicks, and I'm going to go pretty far down, but you see I can't get below that other trough there, so that's good enough for me, and I'll just hit enter, and that will enlarge that. Now if you notice over here my key press history is pretty boring, so I'm going to clear that out. And you can watch or take notes and see how I do this. If I want to find this 0 right here, what I need to do is do second, and then the trace button gives me the calculate menu right there. And I choose number 2, option number 2, and want the 0. So I press 2. And then what it's asking me for is the left-hand boundary. Well, if I'm looking for that 0 right there, I need to be on the left side of this. And if I watch carefully, even though I might not see where it is, there's the cursor. You don't always get a chance to see it move because sometimes it's off the screen and you might be moving it away. So when you're worried that that's happening, look down here and see what the x values are. Here x is 0.6, so it's less than 1, and there's my 1 marker, there's my 2 markers. So I would expect to see it in that little interval. And then when I want to get on this side, I'll know that it's well past this when it's past -1. So if I know my scale, I can just keep clicking to the left until my x value shows past -1, and I'll know also when I'm below, I'm past where it intersects. But I'll just go a few clicks to show you what it looks like. So there it's at -1. Even though it's off the screen, I know it's well past. If I click enter, I'll get that little pincher thing up there that shows the bracket that is showing that I am indeed on the left hand side. Now I need to go to the right hand side, so I do that coming back. And there it is. It's on the right hand side. If I press enter again, you'll see there's a second bracket. It's a little bit obscured by the line. And when it says guess, that's an indication to press enter one more time. And the 0 then is very nearly -0.5563181. So that will be a square root of some number. With more sophisticated algebraic techniques we could find that out, but for now that's good enough. That's a very close approximation of that 0. Okay, so you could type it in and you can try to find that 0. You can pause the camera and I'll come back to it. If you stick with me here though, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to just do second and trace to get to my calculate menu, and again I'm going to click 2, and here I'm just going to be a little bit faster. I want to make sure I'm on the left hand side, but above it I hit enter. There's my bracket. I go past it. I'm below it. I hit enter again. There's my other bracket, pinching it off. I hit enter one more time, and there's my other 0, 0.93233. Okay, I'm not going to find this one. It'd be the same way, but it's going to be approximately 3.3 or 3.4, something like that. And that's how you find the zeros of a polynomial.